Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tommy Bronx Show, featuring your host, the coolest guy in New York City, me, Tommy Bronx, with an interview with Jay-Z and a musical performance by Bob Marley and the Wailers, with updates and commentary on news, politics, business, music, and fashion, and more. Without any further ado, here's your host, the coolest guy in New York City, Tommy Bronx. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Tommy Bronx Show, May 8th, 2012, New York City, USA. As they turn off the lights at the New York Life Building, one day ends in New York as another begins. Here now, the news. The news. What's that? Oh, snap. Just in, this breaking news.
U.S. authorities say they thwarted a planned terrorist attack aboard a plane headed for the U.S. from Yemen Monday. CBS This Morning has the details of the developing story.
The plot targeted planes bound for the United States, using a new and improved version of the underwear bomb.
CIA officials say no planes were ever in any danger. Al Jazeera reports the device used in Monday's failed attack was similar to the one used during the failed Christmas Day attack in 2009.
That plot, too, involved a so-called underwear bomb. This latest device appears more sophisticated than that worn in 2009. Officials say the would-be bomber was stopped before he could select a target or purchase a plane ticket.
Banks. This election year, the one-time love affair between the president and Wall Street bankers appears to have come to an end, a very bitter, nasty end, if you will. I will quote the New York Times Magazine, Nick Confessori, a great story on how Obama has courted Wall Street, or tried to, and an unnamed Democrat planning one of the fundraisers says, "I think it's an unfixable relationship. They hate him. They really, really do. They hate all the Democrats." Richard, what do you make of that?
You know, they're such delicate little wallflowers, those people on Wall Street. You know, in spite of the vast and obnoxious wealth they have created for themselves out of not very much, in spite of the fact that the Wall Street, the stock market has doubled in the time this president has been in office since its low in March of 2009, they are so offended because he once called them fat cats. Really, his rhetoric was so weak, and yet they are so easily offended. They are so thin-skinned. It is... well, it's just immature, frankly. You know, for people who want to play politics and say, we have a voice in national politics because we give all of this money, they need to live with the rough and tumble a bit, because this president hasn't even been rough with them.
Well,
and the Tea Party and the Republican Party have been just as vociferous against them in public with the rhetoric, although in private, of course, they've managed to push in all the exemptions and loopholes they can into what everyone thought and everyone supported as Wall Street reform.
Yeah, well...
Is the old sell in May adage coming true? Should investors be clearing out of the market?
Well, Matt, it certainly feels like we're seeing a repeat of what we saw in 2010 and 2011. A big first quarter for the market, some choppiness after that, and then, some weakness in the summer as the European issues flare up. We just had these elections in Greece and France. The concern is that this austerity deal that was cut in Europe could see some turbulence because new governments don't necessarily subscribe to the same views as the ones that they are replacing. Yesterday we had a fine market. There was no real reaction to it other than the morning. Today we're really getting hammered in the market as people seem to really be starting to come to grips with maybe we're going to have to reconsider the question of will Greece leave the euro and what does that mean for Europe. There's really no safe haven today. If you look at gold, which a lot of people have treated as a safe haven over the past few years, not working out today. Gold's down more than $40 as we shoot this. The stock market down 1%. People are certainly flying to the safety of the dollar and U.S. trade.
Are you sitting comfortable 2 square on your... Square on your body? Then we'll begin.
first time I ever seen someone rapping, I remember I was in Marcy Projects, and there was this circle around this guy.
No sun will shine over my day today. No sun will shine.
And he was just freestyling off the top of his head, and he was just saying all these magnificent things and all.
The high yellow moon won't come out to play. Won't come out to play. I said, darkness has covered my life.
These actually insults to people.
And has changed my day to night. Yeah. Where is the love to be found?
And I just thought it was fascinating how he captivated the, his whole world with these words. And I knew words would be very important for me. But then some days it would turn super violent. So you had these extreme highs and lows.
What was the source of the violence?
What do you mean?
Well, you said some days it would turn violent. What would turn it?
Little guys with big guns.
I said, where the living is honest. You concrete jungle, man, you got to do your best. Oh, no chains around my feet, but I'm not free. I know I am bound here in captivity. Oh no, never know what happiness is. Never know what sweetness is. Still, I'll be always laughing like a clown.
Cia Maritima may be the largest producer of swimwear in Brazil, but this season's looks take their cue from the other side of the world, Morocco.
We were inspired in Morocco culture. We went to Morocco last year and start developing the collection. In Morocco, we had some inspiration from Yves Saint Laurent. Some of his collections were inspired in Morocco. And Talita Getty in the 70s. She lived in Morocco and she wore the dresses, long dresses. Those inspirations made me build a collection. I think on the prints that I saw on their palaces, colors I saw at the streets, the mix that they do with the colors, and I brought that to the bikinis, to the dresses, and all the pieces that we done. And it's not difficult because their culture is very similar as Brazilian, but they are very happy. They have a lot of colors like our culture. We are wearing a lot of purple, brown, white, light blue, gold, yellow. A lot of beadings, embroideries. They look like the Moroccan jewelry we translate to Brazilian to put in a bikini.